I'm sorry, what was his name?
We know him as TP.
That's
and,
him.
and I think that's very appropriate that he would be TP.
You know, Tony Purvis is in the studio with us to talk about his new venture, but we were talking earlier, a history lesson on the most decorated soldier in American history.
Correct.
I bet TP knows who that is.
Thanks for stopping by, and
World War II.
Alvin York. No, that was World War I, wasn't it?
Yep.
World War II.
Most decorated, received every commendation.
Commendation.
Forrest Gump.
Well,
That's Vietnam.
Accommodation would be
a hotel room.
Yeah.
No.
Don't know?
Don't have a clue.
All right, it's Audie Murphy.
Okay.
Still don't have a clue.
He was an actor.
He was a
Very good.
well-decorated soldier before he was an actor. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of those grit TV movies.
I do the Marie Osmond thing, by the way.
Did you?
I figured you would. Anybody would. You would know about the Osmonds.
You got a thing for it, don't you?
Hi, I'm Donnie. I'm Marie. A little bit country, and I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah.
I don't think you could call Donny Osmond rock and roll.
Very little bit.
Yeah, very good. So tell us about what you've, we're of course all fair friends. Is it okay if I call you a friend?
Sure,
Okay.
today.
Today. You've told me about what you're doing, and I think it's kind of a novel idea. I mean, it's not like you're the first person to do it, but probably one of the few that does it in our area.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If they are, I'm not aware of it.
Well, you travel a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get on your motorcycle and you don't mind taking off on a 1,000-mile journey.
No, I've said it before. I've rode to Miami, Florida to eat chicken and turn around and came back.
On the short bus.
Was
Yeah.
good chicken though.
Never said he was a smart friend, just
Yeah,
he
it
was a
good
friend.
chicken.
Now, unlike my father, we would go to Chattanooga. We had family in Chattanooga, and we would go to Chattanooga. When I say we would go to Chattanooga, we would leave Dogwood Circle, and we wouldn't stop until we got to where we were going in Chattanooga. I mean, we would go up through the mountains of North Carolina, by Tweetsie Railroad, Ghost Town in the Sky, Grandfather Mountain, all that stuff. But we didn't stop until we got to where we were going. Now, Tony is one of those guys that will stop for everything.
Right.
The world's largest ball of twine.
Right.
So that's what your new venture is all about?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I go way back, and it seems like my daughter and my wife gives me a hard time about this. They say, well, everywhere you go, you want to film. And I said, Debbie, we've been married over 42 years, and you know we've always traveled, we've always explored, and it's just something that we've always done. I've always, even when I was a little kid, I guess that's where it really goes back to, because that's what my parents did when I was young. They didn't have much money, so we'd go to the free museums and things like that. And I guess that's what sparked my interest in it. And of course, as I grew up and had a family of my own, it kind of carried over. So here a year, maybe earlier this year, back in the fall, I guess, is when it came to fruition, is I thought to myself, I said, you know, when I go on these trips, and a lot of times I take motorcycle trips by myself, I go into museums, and just for instance, I went to Coral Castle down in southern Florida, or down at the end of Florida. And it was just a really neat place, and I was there by myself, and I thought to myself, I said, boy, I sure wish Debbie could see this. And then it came to me, I said, well, you know, why don't I take a camera along? And I've been following some fellas on YouTube, and there's some guys that actually make a living, and I'm talking about bringing in several $1,000s a month, doing the same thing that I do. But they have like 200,000 subscribers. And of course, with YouTube, it used to be all you had to have was 100 to monetize, and now they've changed it. You have to have 1,000 subscribers to monetize, and that's where, when you watch YouTube videos, the first few seconds of the video will be advertising for toothpaste or
Right.
hair gel or something like that. And you know, and the YouTube creators will get just a few cents. When I'm saying a few cents, it's a few cents off of that advertising. Of course, when you have 200,000 subscribers,
That's a
that
bunch
few
of cents.
cents adds up
Yeah.
exactly. And then, of course, they have a Patreon account where there's people that will actually pay or give them donations monthly to watch them. So, I said, well, what a great thing that I could do. And right now, I should care less about money, it'd really be nice.
Yeah.
But, so, as I travel around, I just film things. And I thought, let's take it a step further. I go to places that normally if Debbie was with me, she wouldn't want to go in and see. But yet there's something there. And as I tell people about my YouTube channel, it's not for everybody, but there's something there for everybody. I'm uploading to YouTube 3 times a week. I upload on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. And normally the Wednesday one is a little short one. But I have them like several ahead, so I'm not have to be pushed to create every day. I could go somewhere in a weekend and I could shoot 15 videos. But of course, then you have to come back and sit in front of the computer and edit them, and that's, you guys know, that's tough.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I throw away a whole lot more than I can keep, but it's enjoyed. And I go to some weird places.
Tell us some of the weird places that chances are folks aren't gonna go, that they can find out about by going to your YouTube channel.
Well, I'll tell you one to start with. It's kind of funny. That just popped in my mind is St. Augustine, Florida. Debbie and I normally take a New Year's Day weekend or whatever, and we went snorkeling on the Gulf side of Florida with the manatees, and I didn't get any footage there. But then we went over to St. Augustine, and I wanted to see the Fountain of Youth. I had all in my mind how I could do the perfect video about the Fountain of Youth. So we went, and I was filming, and I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is you can go down and actually drink the water, and they have little plastic cups. And I told Debbie, I said, here, take my camera, and I'm gonna get a cup, and I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna squat, and I'm gonna drink the water, and then I'm gonna come up and say something really clever, kick my heels, and I want you to do this. So I did, and she did it, and then we got back in the car and did the rest of the stuff, did some other filming, so.
Actually, what she said was, after he kicked up his heels and everything, she said, hurry up, I'm not getting any younger over here.
Well,
At the Fountain of Youth.
I get back to the motel room to edit it, because I can edit it on my phone as well, which doesn't do as good a job, but I can edit it on my phone. And instead of pressing record, she pressed snapshot, and she got a picture of my butt as I was turning over. And I said, Debbie, I've been planning this for weeks, and I had it all how it was going to work out. And you took a picture of my butt. She said, well, I don't know how to work those things. I said, all you had to do is push that button.
That one button.
Yeah, well, I did some creative editing, and I still was able to put it out. It just wasn't as good as it could have been. But that was one.
I don't want to see that.
And you think people are gonna pay to see that?
I cut that part out.
Good.
But yeah, I tell you, I've been to some really neat places. Just a few weeks ago, I uploaded one on, I think it was on a Friday, or could have been on Wednesday. You guys remember there was a movie made with I think Tom Hanks in it, maybe not, but it was called Miracle on the Hudson, about the U.S. air flight that crashed on the Hudson. Well, did you know that airplane is in a museum at Charlotte Douglas Airport?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. I saw there was an aviation museum there, and I love airplanes. So I went to film on it. I walked in, I said, wow, there it is. I mean, you can walk up right beside it, and there's a whole, there's cases with the captain and the co-captains are uniforms in, and their luggage and passengers' luggage, and it was really neat. So I did that, and there was a jet plane that you could get down inside and sit in, and I crawled down in there and filmed myself doing that. I said, that was fun.
People are gonna go do that.
Yeah, and but maybe somebody will see that and say, I didn't know that was so close.
Right.
Another thing that I found just by riding by, is in Spartanburg, South Carolina, there's two pieces of the Berlin Wall.
Now, how did the Berlin Wall end up in Spartanburg?
There is a German manufacturer there. And actually, it was one of the first foreign manufacturers in South Carolina. And when they took the Berlin Wall down, he had two pieces of it, two sections shipped over here, and it's in front of his plant, right on Interstate 85. And people ride by it every day, and
They probably have no clue.
they have no clue it's there. There's two bronze plaques in the, on each piece, and one is, the quote from, Ronald Reagan. It says, "Mr. Gorbachev, take down that wall." And the other one is from John F. Kennedy. It is in German. It basically says, "I have been to Germany." And I filmed that and went on and got some pictures of actual footage of Ronald Reagan doing the speech and put that together. And I love it when my subscribers or people just watching will comment. And that's always good because it helps get you farther up on the YouTube chain. When people comment, there's more interaction. That someone that actually lived there and said, "You know, Tony, I've been there my whole life and I didn't even know it existed."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really neat, and I do it because I enjoy it, but also I want to encourage people to get them off the couch and go see what's out there.
Plus, it's a learning experience for you.
Yeah, and it's a whole lot better than TV.
Yeah. You can live it.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot out there, but it's very hard to get subscribers. In order to get a URL, you have to have at least 100 subscribers. And you know, and I've talked to friends and on Facebook, and I had my cousin said, "Y'all come on and help an old guy out, subscribe to his channel." Well, I finally got to 100 subscribers back, I think maybe in February, which is pretty quick for a new person coming in. And by the way, my YouTube URL, if you search for me, you go to youtube.com/C/Carolina Tony.
Now, if you just go to YouTube and do the search,
And search for Carolina Tony,
easy enough.
easy enough. And that's another thing is where you get your name from. You know, how do you come up with your name? And there's all kinds of, and I've made some great friends in the YouTube world as well, because I have collaborated with other YouTube creators. There's one down in Alabama that I actually met in Atlanta, and we filmed together there. And we filmed at Andersonville Prison in Andersonville, Georgia, which is pretty neat. But you meet some
Well, you
interesting
figure you were
people.
there, might as well get some footage.
Yeah, well, you know, you meet some interesting people, and they've got some wild names. But I came up with Carolina Tony is for the last, golly, I guess 15, 20 years. Every summer I'm involved in Vacation Bible School at my church. And I always come up with a different character. I have come up with the camel trader, and I'll come out dressed up like a camel trader. I have come out dressed up like a hippie from the 1970s. One of my memorable ones, I was Big E, where I came out with the leather jacket and the Elvis wig and all. But
I
last
think you
year,
just like dressing up.
I do. You know, I love to act. So last summer I was trying to come up with a character, and it had to do with adventure. And when you think of adventure, we think of Indiana Jones. And I said, well, Indiana Jones, what can I be? And I'm gonna have a hat like him and a whip and a pistol. And I had fake snakes, actually a stuffed snake because they didn't want to scare little kids too bad. But that's where I came up with Carolina Tony. And I said, what a great name for a channel, because it denotes where I'm from. And because I have property in North Carolina as well as live here, hey, Carolina. So I primarily concentrate on exploring the Carolinas, but I go other places too.
Where are you going next? Have you been to the Train Museum in Spencer, North
I
Carolina?
have, and there's a video on my YouTube channel about
Okay.
Spencer, which is awesome. And this is the thing, we're talking about things that happen when you're filming, is I have 3 different cameras I use. I use my phone, and for some reason, phone is the best thing to use because it automatically focuses. And but I have a real expensive Nikon, is it called a DSLR? what it's called.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it takes pictures and videos, but I have that I use, and then I've got a little small camcorder that I use, and they have external microphones, but you know, you have to remember to turn the microphone on.
Usually helps.
And I have gone and got what would be the money shot, and get home and download everything in the computer,
No audio.
and all you see is lips moving.
Yeah,
Holy moly!
they
what am I
got
gonna
lip
do
sync
now?
like Millie Vanilli.
Yeah, well, you know, that's when you have to do voiceovers.
Ooh, look at him.
But there's a way to do it.
Entertainment talk over there from Carolina Tony. All right, so the URL is YouTube /
/C/Carolina Tony. And you can also follow me on Twitter, here Carolina Tony 1. And I am on Instagram at Carolina Tony.
I have no doubt.
Look at there. Well, dude, good luck with that. I mean, that's,
It's fun.
it's fun and it's a hobby and,
It is, and you know, y'all tune into the channel, subscribe if you, and a lot of folks, they don't know how to subscribe because you can go on and you can watch YouTube, but in order to subscribe, you have to basically sign up for YouTube. And it's no big deal, you just have to put an email address in and come up with a name, and most people just use initials or something like that. But it's a good way to keep up with things, and there's all different types of YouTube videos. There's how-tos, there's gardening, there's painting. Debbie's big on crafts. And so she's always looking at how to do crafts and stuff, and I think you do.
I don't do crafts, I do woodwork.
You do the woodwork, and I'm sure you've looked at lots of them to get ideas, but, you know, mine is travel and adventure.
And you know, you go into, I'll never go to Spencer. I mean, I have no desire to go to Spencer and see the train museum, but it may be, you know, I could take, what, 2-3 minutes and watch your video?
Yeah, exactly. Most of my videos are less than 10 minutes. Most of them about 7. Last week I did one from a gold mine.
Never been to a gold mine,
I was,
they're right here in our backyard.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was down in the earth. This was in Dahlonega, Georgia, where gold was first discovered. It sparked the North Carolina gold rush. And
No,
it
San
was
Francisco.
awesome. That was before that.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
There was a mint in Charlotte. It's now a museum.
Wow.
The Mint Museum.
Well, that's.
Oh, there's another place for me to go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some people will be shocked at what we have right here in Chesterfield County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, some of the implants, I mean, do they know the Lafayette House
Right.
has a tunnel that goes to the
Nah.
Petey River?
Yeah, nobody knows about that.
You, I mean, seriously.
I've always heard it, but I can't get anybody to tell me where it's at.
Well, you need to buy the house. Or either find out where it comes out of the river and go in the back way.
Yeah.
You think it really exists?
She came in through the bathroom window.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, good luck with that channel, man. We'll
Thank
go
y'all.
on there, we'll subscribe and.
And I'll tell you, I always end my video, there's a catchphrase that everybody that creates uses. And I always end my videos with, y'all have a good day.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Well, bring us some chicken from Miami.
Yes, sir. 'Cause we ain't going to Miami to get chicken.
Not.
837 Carolina Tony on your YouTube channel. Partly clouded today, about 95. Partly cloudy tonight, 73. Then partly
Well,
cloudy tomorrow, and
that was
93.
it.
Right now,
And as always,
it is. We'll call
y'all
it
have a
sunny
good
and hot
day.
already. 78 with the mess. Very good.